True. 0 points. That's what happens. Melvin Gordon comes back, messes everything up.
Welcome to the Empty Wagon Fantasy Football Podcast. It's Brad and Josh here to break down this Week 6 action that we got. We'll see how many games we get through right now for you. Not too bad of a week. Nothing crazy like last week. We didn't have dudes blowing up for 8,000 million points. First things first, though, is the pie bet is Josh is a loser. So, yep.
Are we in agreement that we now just have to make sure that Eric loses one?
He wants to lose one. That's what he says. Oh, I really hope he does lose one.
Yeah, we got to make him lose.
And he was tied with you till like the fourth quarter of that Denver game.
Well, at least Denver won. 2 in a row, baby.
They did. They did.
Don't call it a comeback.
They got Marcus Mariota throw his first 2 interceptions of the season.
Got him benched, too. Boom.
Yeah. All right, let's just get into it. We'll start with a Thursday night surprise game here. The Giants 14, New England 35. Golden Tate balled out. Well, the Giants even scored points.
Oh.
Golden Tate had himself a really good game.
Yes. Golden Tate, 6 for 102 and a touchdown. He broke away from what's the corner's name? I can't think of it right now. It's their slot corner.
It wasn't Gilmore.
No, he's from Auburn, and I can't remember. I know his last name is Jones. I can't remember his first name. Anyway.
He did the favorite thing that I love with Golden Tate when he burns them, and he just walks backwards really slowly into the end zone.
He's such a jerk, dude.
Oh, that's why, you know what? Swagger.
He was the only relevant thing for the Giants.
Well, he was the only relevant thing that played for the Giants. Everybody else was out.
Darius
the
Slayton?
Defense played okay. He's not a number 1.
He's not even a number 3, dude. Yeah. Danny Dimes. What happened to Danny Dimes, dude?
He played a really good defense.
Yeah.
What do you expect here? Okay, let's talk about the New England side of the ball because that's more fantasy relevant. Are you worried about Tom Brady? Yeah, he had a good game, but that was 2 rushing touchdowns as White. 2 quarterback sneaks on the goal line. Are you selling Tom Brady if you own him?
I think you should. He's definitely cause for concern right now. You looked at that game, and I understand he threw 10 incompletions compared to his 31 completions that he made. So that's about, roughly 3/4. But he looked bad, man. He didn't look like himself. The offense, they scored points, but it was mostly because the Giants were playing so poorly. They had the ball the entire game, so of course New England eventually was going to do something with it, but it's not good. This offense looks broken, and Tom Brady's a part of it.
So if you're going to trade Tom Brady, what are you targeting? Probably like a running back or wide receiver, right? That's what I'm guessing here. But like what level? Because you're not getting even a Devonta Freeman for Tom Brady probably in a single quarterback league.
Why not go get
I mean, you can try.
Why not go get Joe Mixon? He's struggling a little bit.
Might be able to. I think you'd have to package him.
Yeah, but you throw in James White if you want. Go for it. Who cares?
Okay. Yeah. Speaking of James White, he didn't do you much good. I mean, passing game probably saved you PPR-wise because he had 9 receptions. But killed everybody here with the running backs. Brandon Bolden.
Again.
Another touchdown.
Again.
On the goal line. They didn't even let Sony Michel in the game on the goal line.
Sony Michel was doing some small things in the passing game that I think really started to upset Belichick at that point, and they pulled him for a little bit. And that's why I think Brandon Bolden was in there. Sony Michel made some boneheaded plays.
They gave Brandon Bolden multiple touches on the goal line to punch it in.
Yeah.
If I'm a Sony Michel owner, I am freaking out about that.
You should, because, I mean, when you look, their team is depleted of superstars, and they're still giving the ball to their 4th running back.
Got nothing on me. Oh, my thingy still hurts.
That's a problem.
Oh, the bravery, the perseverance. You're an American hero.
And Josh Gordon, he got rolled up pretty good on that knee. They said it's not anything significant, but you know how New England is about telling the truth about injuries. Are you nervous? And does this open the window up for Antonio Brown to come back? We went like 2 weeks without talking about
Oh my
Antonio Brown,
gosh.
so we had to bring it back.
I'm a little nervous about Flash. He wasn't doing a lot before this, and then for him to get hurt, it's not good. And then, no, I don't think Antonio Brown comes back. I don't think that he will ever suit up for Robert Kraft ever again until ever, to the end of time.
Ever. Okay, cool. Just so people know, maybe that don't know, Antonio Brown came out in the news and said, well, they're going to pay me anyway, so I might as well earn it. And I'm like, well, if you're going to say you didn't earn it, that kind of really hurts your case there, bud. But okay.
He's a moron.
And really anything else? I mean, that Patriots defense is really good.
They are must start. I mean, I think they're putting up as many points as like an RB1, right?
Is this the defense of the year? Like, is this, like every year there's that one defense that separates themselves, and we had the Jacks. I mean, they've had really bad competition. Let's not overlook that.
Yeah, but this is on a new level. Because, I mean, we've seen good defenses before, but I don't know. I don't remember one recently that scored 20 points every week.
Yeah, but we also haven't seen a defense that played Pittsburgh with a busted Ben Roethlisberger, the Dolphins, which are a JV team, the Jets without Sam Darnold, Buffalo with Josh Allen got hurt, Washington, that is a varsity high school team, and then the Giants this week.
No, I understand that, but I'm just saying, like, this defense is going to continue to put up points. They probably won't be in the 20 to 30 range every week after they get rid of their schedule, but their schedule is not difficult even the rest of the way. They play a couple of good teams, but
so right before their bye, their schedule's getting a little harder. They got the Jets, who Darnold is way more competent than Falk. Then Baltimore, we saw Lamar Jackson just run wild, which we'll talk about here in a minute. Then after their bye, Philadelphia, Dallas isn't what we thought they were, but then Houston and Kansas City.
Okay, so they got 2 tough games out of all that?
But that Kansas City game is probably in your first week of your fantasy playoffs. You got to be prepared for that.
Yeah.
Do you want to start them against week 1 of your fantasy playoffs? Are you starting them against Patrick Mahomes?
Until they give you a reason not to.
You're going to start them.
Until they give you a reason not to. I mean, I have to see what
You're not going to go out there and stream a defense. You'll be like, I'll take the defense against Patrick Mahomes.
I mean,
you are
Patrick Mahomes lost 2 in a row.
You are a liar. You are a liar,
He's lost
sir.
2 in a row. So you tell me what's so great
He's
about
awesome, but
what's so great about Patrick Mahomes right now? Who you should be worried about is
You are
Deshaun
a
Watson.
liar.
That's who you should be worried about. He's a great player.
and that's the game right before it.
Yeah.
All right, that's really it for this game. Giants defense was okay, surprisingly. All right, let's get to the London game. I'm going to play the London music, but I'm not going to play that long because it's really loud in my ear. And Jameis Winston, huh?
He's bad.
Oh.
He's real bad.
Jameis. I got to turn the music down because it's really loud in my ear. All right, Jameis Winston's really bad, but at least Chris Godwin and Mike Evans both had really good games, over 20 points each in PPR. Mike Evans dropped a bomb touchdown right in his breadbasket into the first half. Had he caught that game, my hero pick looked even better, but thanks a lot, Mike Evans. Curtis Samuel, is he a thing? Are you willing to flex him as long as Allen's a quarterback?
No. I think it's still DJ Moore. And DJ Moore still got more targets, more catches. He had more yards. He just didn't catch the touchdown. I think DJ Moore's still the guy there. And speaking of Kyle Allen being the quarterback, do you think Cam Newton's even gonna get his job back?
Sorry, the Chargers just muffed a punt.
Yeah, they're bad.
Oh, God. Do I think so? They interviewed Riverboat Ron before the game, and they asked him the question about it. When Cam comes back, is your quarterback? And he said, I don't know. We'll see what happens when it happens. But then he also said, like, I don't play hypotheticals, and pretty much just saying you're never going to get a straight answer from me about this.
I think he's out, dude. Kyle Allen's still winning. Kyle Allen didn't look bad. He did enough to win this meeting. 2 touchdowns. He didn't throw the ball a lot, but he made plays when he needed to, and 227 yards, 2 touchdowns, that's enough to win the game. And they didn't have much of a running game here.
No, they didn't. Christian McCaffrey got 2 touchdowns, so his day was still good. Yeah, I don't know if he stays the starter or not. I don't think you're really relying, unless you're in a 2 QB league, you're probably not relying on Kyle Allen as your starting quarterback.
Yeah. No, you're not. I'm not talking about for fantasy purposes, but he's doing some good things with the receivers. He's making DJ Moore fantasy relevant, and Chris McCaffrey, despite having a poor game on the ground, he's still been phenomenal.
So, what do you think about this good old Ronald Jones, Peyton Barber mess that's getting even messier? Ronald Jones gets a touchdown. Peyton Barber gets the more carries. Peyton Barber was a little bit better on the ground, but when you think that Ronald Jones, his biggest run was a 1-yard touchdown run, it's kind of going to hurt his average when you only rush the ball 4 times.
Yeah, and not to mention Dari Agumbawale. He was the one that got the touchdown. He's been in on a lot of passing downs. This backfield is a complete mess. None of these guys are startable right now.
Yeah, Dario Agumbawale got a touchdown as well. Ronald Jones did get a touchdown, but it was all he did. None of them are startable. They're almost droppable just because you can't trust any consistency here.
Yeah, it's real bad, dude. It's atrocious.
And like you said, DJ Moore, he didn't get the touchdowns, but he did get 7 for 73. He did get a little banged up for a little bit there, but he came back in the game, so I'm not too worried about it.
So is this the end of Jameis Winston?
No.
But this is his last year as a starter for sure, right?
We'll see how he ends. This was his first bad game. Like, bad
Week
game
week
this year.
1 was bad.
Okay, but fumble-wise, like, the turnovers, this was his worst turnover game.
He had, 7 turnovers today?
5.
No, he had 5 interceptions. He lost the fumbles too, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, he had 6.
So he was, and then he was sacked 6 times. He was bad.
Yep.
He was
real
bad.
But he's good for these wide receivers are still balling out of control.
Yeah, he threw for 400 yards, but he was just, I don't know. I think at the end is very near for Jameis Winston.
We'll see. We'll see what Bruce Arians can get. If there's a decent veteran quarterback out there on the market, he'll go get him. He's probably licking his chops for Cam to get released. All right. And then Cameron Brate catches a touchdown. Do you care?
No. Neither one of these tight ends I care about.
Are you done? O.J. Howard droppable? He could have had a touchdown. He was really close, that 30-yard catch. But he was only 2 for 35.
Maybe if you just lost Will Dissly like I did, you go get Cameron Brate.
And we'll get into that in a minute. And that's it for London. Let's jump back in. Actually, you know what? Since you brought up Will Dissly, let's jump in. Seattle, Cleveland. Russell Wilson, really, really, really good. People that were taking him towards the end of the quarterbacks there made mistakes. Baker Mayfield started hot, and then his hip gave out, I guess, and that's what he's going to blame it on.
Well, 2 of these interceptions, and he threw 3. 2 of them weren't his fault. Because I watched a good portion of that game. And
we'll talk about interceptions that aren't your fault when we get to Noah Fant.
Oh, gosh. Luckily, we still won the game, but yeah, no. This was what they wanted to do. They got back to where Nick Chubb was carrying the ball a lot. He had a great game. Finally, Odell Beckham had a good game, but Baker Mayfield, he did what he needed to do. He was playing more like a game manager for most of the game, and then when his receivers aren't doing much to help him right now, basically. That's kind of the problem. Outside of OBJ and Jarvis Landry, he's got other people out there like Ricky Seals-Jones, Antonio Callaway. Dontrell Hilliard was another one who he was at the very end of the game. He's the running back who the ball bounced off his hands for the interception, and it's just they're hurting him.
Yeah, there were some off the hands of stuff. Jarvis Landry had a touchdown that he lost, was incomplete or some weird play, and a whole bad weird scenario there. Chris Carson still getting the share. Rashad Penny was out for this game again, so I don't see Rashad Penny taking anything from Chris Carson. Tyler Lockett saved the day with that final touchdown catch there. So other than that, he was kind of quiet. And you talked about Nick Chubb. If Nick Chubb didn't fumble, he would have an even better day. Or if they wouldn't have challenged that play when he ran a touchdown in, he could have had over 30 points.
Tyler Lockett didn't have a touchdown.
Who?
Did he? Tyler Lockett.
Yeah, he got the last touchdown.
No, that was Brown. Brown got both of them.
What? Did I read that wrong?
Yeah, dude.
Oh.
Tyler Lockett. Him and DK Metcalf, this ball was spread around so much.
Oh, speaking of DK, biggest thing about DK.
Donkey.
He's a huge dude. We'll never make fun of him in life. But have you seen what he wears on the side? What he has in his mouth on the sideline when he's not in?
No, what is it?
I don't know if it's his mouth guard or not, but it's a pacifier. At least what it looks like. His mouth guard might be a pacifier.
Shut up.
Obviously, I'm not going to make fun of him. Tyler Lockett still had 10 points in fantasy, in non-PPR. So
What a child. My wife decided to go and eat Fruit Loops next to me. I love her very much, but it's going to be loud.
no, I barely hear anything.
Okay.
All right. Anything else here? Ricky Seals-Jones.
No, I don't care about Ricky Seals-Jones.
Ricky Seals-Jones or Greg Olsen rest of the season.
Greg Olsen, but you should probably go out and put a waiver in for Ricky Seals-Jones if you lost Will Dissly, like I did. He got hurt. He tore his Achilles, is what's suspected right now, so he's probably going to miss the rest of the season. He was ruled out almost instantly. Not
He
good.
looked hurt.
Are you drinking Still Reserve?
No, I wish.
Oh, is that an Arnie Palmy?
I wish. Yeah.
I thought that was Still Reserve. I'm like, who drinks Still Reserve still?
People that are broke, man.
Yeah, but you ain't broke.
I ain't rich. All right, let's move on. Anything else from that game? Nothing really.
No.
You starting defense against Baker?
Yeah, you should, and there's a good chance that Russell Wilson might win the MVP.
Speaking of MVPs, let's roll over to another guy. Two guys that are in the MVP talk here. We got Deshaun Watson. We got Patrick Mahomes, Houston, 31. Kansas City, 24. Kansas City's lost back-to-back home games for the first time since Andy Reid's first season as coach for Kansas City.
That's not good.
Deshaun Watson, 2 rushing touchdowns will really help your day out a lot.
Yeah, he's very talented.
He did have 2 interceptions. One of them was a forced play to Nuke in the end zone. And, yeah.
Didn't hurt his day much.
No, because the 2 rushing touchdowns help out a lot. Carlos Hyde had 100 yards, a touchdown, also had a fumble. But if you started Carlos Hyde, you can start running backs against this Kansas City defense. They're not good.
Yeah, they used the same formula that the Colts did the week prior, where they just wanted to run the ball as much as possible, and it worked. They beat them. I mean,
and Duke Johnson even got a touchdown.
Yeah, why not? Nuke. So Nuke still didn't have a great game. How concerned are you about Nuke?
He dropped a little bit, but he gets so many targets. He still got 12 targets, 9 receptions. There's not a lot of yards. He did drop one that could have been for a touchdown right there on the goal line. He turned off the field a little early and just didn't secure the ball, which is weird for Nuke. Will Fuller also had 2 bad drops that could have been possible touchdowns. Mm-hmm. So we're talking about Deshaun Watson have an even bigger game had these guys came in with some catches. And Darren Fells. Do you want Darren Fells if you're a Will Dissly owner?
Sure do. I was very thankful.
7 targets.
I was completely wrong about Carlos Hyde. I thought it was going to be Duke Johnson this week, but Darren Fells, I did pick that right, and I feel good about it. 2 weeks in a row now that he's been the guy. Okay, yeah.
All right, Kansas City, Tyreek Hill's back. He's a must-start every time he's in there, right?
Yeah, he is.
He fast, and he can jump over everybody.
He did.
Go watch the highlight.
Straight moss.
Go watch the highlight. And then he did a backflip, too. Did you see his backflip he did?
No, I don't care.
In the end zone after his second touchdown, he did a sweet
I
backflip.
don't like him. I don't care.
You don't like him? Okay, whatever. He was innocent. Damian Williams probably letting you down. He did get a touchdown, but that was it.
He did have a great... Wait, was that Darrell Williams that had the touchdown?
No, Darrell Williams had the really long 52-yard catch.
He was the one that had that.
And Damian Williams had the touchdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not good. Not good.
No, they were up early, but then they got down, and then they can't run the ball. Their offensive line's beat up. A little worried about Kansas City's offense.
Yeah, they're supposed to be the one.
I mean, you'll start the studs. You'll start their studs, but I'm starting to wonder: do we start Mecole Hardman? Do we start Demarcus Robinson, who dropped a touchdown pass?
No, you can't just start those guys. What we talked about though is like it's going to be Kelsey, Mahomes, and Tyreek Hill. That's it. That is it.
Okay.
That's it.
That is it. And I think that is it. Well, Travis Kelce, not a great game, man. You said, are you worried about Nuke? Are you worried about Travis Kelce?
No, I'm not worried about Travis Kelce. I think things are going to start to really even out.
All right, let's go from some MVP candidates to some first pick candidates here. We got Washington. We got Miami. Miami could have tied the game with the extra point, but they decided to go for 2 for the win. I think they went for the loss.
That's what
I think they told Kenyon Drake to.
I had the same thought. I was like, you know what? I wonder if they did that on purpose to lose the game.
Yeah. Because if they tie them, then they go to tiebreakers, and their divisional opponents are better than Washington's divisional opponents.
Yep.
Then they might actually not get the first pick. So they told Kenyon Drake, drop this pass.
Yup.
But did you see Ryan Fitzpatrick leading them back with some crazy eyes going on the sideline?
He sure did, bud.
He's only good when he comes in as a backup.
Yeah.
Facts.
That's how it works. And then the weirdest thing out of all this is we thought Mark Walton was going to be the guy, maybe Kenyon Drake. No, Kalen Ballage, who I didn't even think was going to play anymore. He's the guy that gets the touchdown. This team is a mess.
Yep, but the one good thing from this game, Case Keenum has his favorite target. As long as Case Keenum's quarterback, Terry McLaurin's going to have a good game.
It's going to be so good.
But that's it. I mean, Case Keenum's not good, but he will target Terry McLaurin.
Well, this is a one game you could have started Adrian Peterson.
And if you're an Adrian Peterson owner, you packaging him up with Tom Brady and you're throwing him out there for whatever you can get for him.
You better, hopefully you get something.
And that's about it from this game.
There was nothing in that game, dude.
I know. That was it. I just wanted to bring up Terry McLaurin. I think he's going to be a fringe wide receiver 1 rest of the season.
It's atrocious.
A must start.
Atrocious.
All right, now let's go to the most surprising thing. Stephon Diggs, 45 fantasy points in PPR.
43.5, yeah.
Yeah, we all saw this coming, right?
Yep. That's what I thought was going to happen. Well, he got Thielen
just so everybody knows.
So it was Diggs' turn this week.
Just so everybody knows, Eric did bench Diggs this week, and he is going to lose.
Nice. Good job, Eric.
I just want to let everybody know. Miles Sanders, though, that's the big thing I want to talk about first before we talk about Diggs, because I think Diggs is just that guy. You kind of have to start him. He's going to boom. He's going to bust. Like, this was an okay matchup for them because the Eagles' secondary is bad. But Miles Sanders, his 3 receptions for 86 yards and a touchdown.
Outlier. He's been the better back that they've used in receiving, but he's a worse runner, and there's just not enough consistency there for you to start him.
And with Zach Ertz not playing well, I like him a lot, though, because Zach Ertz hasn't been that great.
Well, who are we talking to that said that? Was it Eric that said that this might be the year that he falls off? Someone said that.
I don't know.
I don't remember what circle we were in. Maybe it was our good friend of the show, Rob, but someone said that they thought Zach Ertz was going to fall off this year. And it's kind of looking like it, man.
And Dalvin Cook saved his day with that late touchdown. He was having a bad game. Averaging 2.6 on the ground. The Eagles, they said they're going to make Kirk Cousins beat them. And Kirk Cousins beat them. But they were stopping the run.
Until they gave up. And then Alexander Madison came in and cleaned things up a little bit.
He ran better, but when Dalvin Cook was in, they were keying on Dalvin Cook.
Yeah. And Kirk Cousins did beat him, so he finally beat a team with a winning record. Good job.
I think it's his 5th win. All time.
Good job, Kirk.
All time.
And he played well. It wasn't like he only had 7 incompletions, 333 yards, 4 touchdowns. That's pretty good, dude.
Yep. Adam Thielen had himself a game. Touchdown, 57 yards, 6 catches, 8 targets. So still good Adam Thielen. I don't know what to take away from this game, though, because I don't expect these passing numbers to keep going.
I don't either. You can't start Kirk Cousins yet, but you're going to have to start those wide receivers still because of what you paid for them and what they can do. You're still going to have to start them, and I don't think you have much choice.
Would you start Kirk Cousins next week over Tom Brady?
Who's Brady playing next week?
I don't know. Kirk Cousins is playing Detroit, and I don't know who Brady's playing right now.
He played Detroit already, and he played poorly, right? Yeah. Yeah, I don't want that.
Okay.
I don't want that. Well, nothing to do with that. Now, what about Carson Wentz, dude?
It was about what I expected. Minnesota's good pass defense.
2 touchdowns, no
Xavier-
interceptions, 300 yards. Not a bad game, but
Yeah, it was a bad game. I mean, it wasn't. It was a mediocre game.
Alshon, 10 for 76 and a touch. How you like that?
Alshon's good. He's the only weapon there. He's the only outside threat they have.
Little tug.
So he's going to get his targets.
Yeah.
What's that?
So you got a little tug. Not bad. Good for him.
Yep. Now let's go to you brought up Carson Wentz having an okay game. Let's go to some bad quarterback play. Gardner Minshew, not quite a hero there, Eric. And Teddy Bridgewater not following up with his big game. He was okay, but I'm pretty sure that's because he rushed for a touchdown.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
Oh no, he didn't rush for a touchdown.
He threw one. He threw one to Jared Cook.
That's what it was. One touchdown.
Jared Cook
saved his
2
day.
weeks in a row, baby. Woo, woo, woo.
You going to get him?
I got to do something.
Make a trade for him?
I got to go do something though. Things are not good right now for me. Things are not good.
Michael Thomas still okay. Not what you wanted from Michael Thomas, but he gets the targets. So it's good. Leonard Fournette, again, he just gets used so much that he's going to be useful. Alvin Kamara, down game. Very down game for Alvin Kamara. Passing saved him. Those 7 receptions in PPR saved his day.
Yeah, it's not what you expect from Kamara, but he did all right. He did enough.
He was also banged up coming to this game, too. He injured his ankle on Friday. So that might have been to play a little bit because Latavius Murray did get 8 of the rushes. Did get, 3 receptions. So
he came out of the game for a little bit and went to the medical tent, and then he said, all right, that's enough of that. And then he went right back out there into the game. So he's a gamer. I expect him to be fine. This Jacksonville defense is still a good defense. Let's not forget that. And they have a little bit of hope now between their quarterbacks. So they played for him. And I think that this was Mustache Day too. So it's a big deal.
Yeah, well, he didn't follow through with it. I really don't know what to take away from this game. It was just a defensive showdown. Like, it's hard to... I still like Gardner Minshew in plus matchups when they're going to be throwing the ball. I think the Saints defense just stepped up.
Yeah.
He has one good target. They shut it down. And Leonard Fournette didn't break any big ones. Now, if we go over to the other side, Cincinnati led this game for the very beginning of it because they ran the opening kickoff back. But that was about the end of it for Cincinnati. Lamar Jackson, though, he fast. He ran for 152 yards. It was 153, but he took a knee.
That'll mess everything up every time.
But he also rushed for a touchdown. He didn't throw for a touchdown, but he threw for 236 yards. So Lamar Jackson, this was a good matchup. We knew they were going to run all over him. Mark Ingram even got a touchdown.
Mark Ingram saved that day with my hero because of that touchdown and the couple of catches that he got. That didn't hurt him either. So luckily I was still good this week. But, yeah, I thought Lamar Jackson wasn't going to run the ball as much. What happened with that?
No. He never said he wouldn't. He said he doesn't like to.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Well,
you brought up Joe Mixon. 8 rushes, 10 yards. And I'm looking here. He had 3 targets. Same as Giovanni Bernard.
That's disgusting.
Auden Tate, 12 targets. He only got 5 of them, but 12 targets.
Andy Dalton's bad, man. When you are...
Well, what I'm getting at is Auden Tate, if he's getting 12 targets, you like him, right?
Yeah, I started him this week. Thankfully, it didn't matter, but I still started him. He's bad. Yeah, this offense is just atrocious right now, man.
He was your best wide receiver, wasn't he?
Well, it's because Juju hasn't done anything, yeah. Ruined my year. Yeah, this is not good, man. This offense is bad. I'm not even... AJ Green was maybe coming back next week. I don't see any incentive for him to come back. Why? So they can...
If he comes back, does that change your outlook on Andy Dalton? With a good weapon. Because let's be honest, he doesn't have any... Tyler Boyd is a 2. Auden Tate's like a 4.
And you're saying AJ Green's a 10? Are you doing it like that, or
he's like a number? He's a 10, but the first number in a 10 is a 1. He's a wide receiver 1. He's a pure top flight wide receiver when he's healthy.
Top flight security. I know, but I don't think it changes this offense this much. I think that they're playing for last.
And Hollywood Brown didn't play, but Mark Andrews,
He's very
snatched
good.
him up early.
He's very good.
Over Will Disley.
Shut up. God.
Oh, man. So the next is we have the late games. Any other takeaways before we get into these late games? Because we kind of burned through them really fast here.
There's some things like, obviously, Lamar Jackson entered back into that must-start QB status with his rushing. That helps a lot. I think that's Lamar Jackson, not Mark Jackson. Lamar Jackson. So I think that helps a lot. He's a guy that you certainly want to own. I mean, you claimed that he's going to be a surprise candidate for, an easy QB1. You think he could have been a top 5 this year. And it's looking like he could do that. This division is beat up. They're beat down. And they're probably going to win the division. And it's going to be on the legs and a little bit on the arm of Lamar Jackson. So I think he's a guy who's going to win some leagues for some people. For sure.
So looking at waivers, because we won't be on air till waivers come out. Jerron Brown, that was all fluky, right? We're not going to pick up Jerron Brown?
No, I'm not picking up Jerron Brown.
Okay. And then we said possibly Darren Fells, Ricky Seals-Jones, if you were a Will Disley owner. Or you just need a tight end. Let's be honest. You just need a tight end because tight end is scarce.
Yeah, if Jared Cook's still out there, he's a potential now. I seem to be keying on him a little bit more. Darren Fells, none of these guys are going to be what Will Disley was, or even, what you were hoping to get out of, Zach Ertz or anything like that. But they're going to get the job done, and hopefully they get the job done. But it's going to be hit or miss with a lot of these guys, man.
Okay. Yeah, there's not really a lot out there for waiver that I'm looking at this week.
Auden Tate might be worth something.
Okay. If he's out there, yeah.
So
a lot of these guys are.
I do want to say they are getting Justice Hill a little bit more gameplay each week. I'm not saying that you need to go get him just now, but he is a game breaker potential running back. And if you just have a spot just sitting on your bench, or maybe you have a taxi squad in Dynasty, Justice Hill is a guy that I like a lot, actually.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree with that. But there's really not a whole lot going on. These early games, they were good, but it was very chalky or very fluky.
Yeah. I was excited to see what the Texans could do. I was excited that some of these guys look really good, but I'm nervous about the Chiefs right now. Because my thing is, we always want to see who is going to take down the Patriots, right?
Yeah.
I mean, because it's kind of, you get tired of watching the same team be successful. And it's not nothing against the Patriots. It's just you get tired of that in any sport. You get tired of watching, unless it's your team, right? So if you're a Kentucky fan and you saw them win the tournament every year, yeah, you'd be stoked, right, Brad? I mean,
woo, that's why when I grew up, yeah. Yeah,
you wouldn't hate that at all. So, but if it's not your team, you're like, okay, and you kind of get fatigued from it and you want to see something else. And right now, out of the AFC, no one is really going to be able to beat them. I don't see anyone in the AFC that could do it. Do you?
Okay. No, I'm just, it's an early season, and the Patriots haven't played anybody, man. They've had one of the easiest schedules.
Yeah, I agree.
I've ever seen. This is a ridiculously easy schedule that came across.
Well, part of it's their division. Their division's bad, and then they played against the NFC Beast. So I don't know.
That's what I'm getting at. It's they're just in a division that's weak, and they got a good schedule this year. So I don't want to just put the Patriots up there because there's flaws with that Patriots offense.
Crown them.
The defense is really good.
Paper champs. You got to crown them.
Okay, you know what? So I was going to pick one late game to go over. Do you want to pick it? Which late game do you want to talk about?
Oh, I think we got to talk about them boys.
Okay, I didn't know if you wanted to save that when we had a little bit more time on another show, or if you wanted to do, because I didn't know if you wanted to do your Denver game because that one would be a little quicker.
We can do the Denver game.
We can talk about them boys. Let's do the boys. Let's do the Cowboys Jets. Oh. Jets 24, Cowboys 22, and man, it wasn't as close as that number sounds. So Zeke was it. They ran the ball. And it's not even like Zeke was good in this game. He ran for 3.8 yards a carry.
Yeah.
They just ran it 28 times with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got to 100 yards. He dropped a touchdown pass.
Yeah.
He had 5 catches for 47. So he did drop a touchdown pass. He did punch it in. Because I was looking at the stat lines and I was comparing him to Le'Veon Bell, and I'm like, really, there's not much difference. It was just usage. Le'Veon Bell was doing the same stuff, just wasn't getting the amount of work.
Didn't need to. Man,
yeah,
them boys are in trouble. 3 losses in a row.
There was a Jason Witten touchdown. They got called back for a phantom pick play. So, I don't know. Amari Cooper went out early, and you saw that Dak did not know what to do with Amari Cooper out.
Yeah,
I think that's honestly. I think that's what happened. They were down already, but then Amari Cooper went out, and when he went out, Dak did not know where to go with the ball. He went to Tavon Austin 6 times.
Yeah, he looked lost.
He didn't get Michael Gallup involved until the second half, almost halfway through the third quarter.
Yep, that sounds about right.
So,
it was
according to Amari Cooper was his thigh or his calf. I can't remember. It was a lower leg injury. They said he was hurting significantly, so I could see Amari Cooper being out for a while.
Yeah.
At least missing next week.
And why risk it for this team that's horrible right now? You know, they're bad.
They're only a game out in the East.
That East is bad. They dropped 3 in a row, and they've dropped 3 in a row. And some of these teams aren't even that good. Like, would you say that the Jets are world beaters?
No, the Jets aren't good.
No.
The difference is the guy the Jets had starting, they cut as soon as their starting quarterback came back. So that's got to tell you about what the Jets were doing while Sam Darnold was out.
They were buying time.
Yeah. They cut Falk. As soon as Sam Darnold was activated, they cut him.
Now, some people have said that they thought Sam Darnold was really good. This could be a good year for him. I mean, do you think Sam Darnold is...
So here's what I like with Sam Darnold
Okay.
from a straight fantasy aspect.
Okay.
Is that he got the ball to Robbie Anderson down the field. So we saw Robbie Anderson go deep, which spreads the offense out, right?
92-yard touch.
They have Le'Veon Bell, and defenses are saying, beat us deep. And Robbie Anderson did it. A 92-yard touchdown. Longest touchdown pass in the NFL this year. Jamison Crowder, got him 9 targets. 6 for 98.
Told you.
Demaryius Thomas even. 4 for 62. Ryan Griffin caught a touchdown pass. He's at least keeping the defense honest.
Yeah, the Jets offense.
It's better for this
good.
offense.
They looked really good.
And their schedule is going to ease up a little bit. They still get to play Miami twice.
Hey, they're going to win 3 games.
They do play New England. They do play New England next week, though. So
yeah, that won't be as good.
Throttle back really hard. The good thing about Sam Darnold, do I know if he's good? No. What I do know is that he will open the offense up for Le'Veon Bell, who didn't get a lot of work in this game, which I was really surprised about because they got up early and they did not run the ball a lot. Were you surprised at that? That Le'Veon Bell only got 14 carries?
I was. I mean, he wasn't doing a lot with it early on, and I think that's probably why they kind of went away from it. But he's a guy that you should feed, and especially when they have the lead as much as they did. I really did think they were going to run it more, but it worked out the way they
But
worked.
Le'Veon Bell, Le'Veon Bell's usage rate has been like the highest in the NFL, and this is the first game that they've kind of gave him a little bit of a breather coming off the bye. So I don't know if they're just maybe let's not kill Le'Veon Bell or the guy we just spent all this money on. Let's not kill him in the first 5 weeks.
They did pay him a lot of money, so it kind of makes sense that you wouldn't want to use him up right away. Only when you have to.
Only when you have to. If Amari Cooper's out, do you want to go add Tavon Austin?
No, I would rather go with
Amari
Michael
Cooper.
Gallup.
Well, if he's probably owned, is what I'm getting at. Michael Gallup first, but because Randall Cobb was also out for this game as well.
No, you can go get Randall. That's the guy that you want, but he was hurt. I don't interested in Tavon Austin. We saw what this team was with Michael Gallup and Tavon Austin last year before they acquired Amari Cooper, and it was a train wreck. So I'm not interested in that at all.
Okay. But Robbie Anderson, though, if somebody dropped him.
Oh, you got to go get Robbie.
Going out, yeah, because a lot of people probably dropped Robbie Anderson and Jamison Crowder. Those are guys, now that Sam Darnold's back, and just monoing it up.
Oh, he's making out with footballs now. Now that the mono's away. He's kissing everyone in the mouth.
Whatever. All right. And that is it for the early games plus them boys.
Them boys.
We kind of gave you a little bit of waiver stuff. Are you selling Stephon Diggs at this huge game?
Yeah, you should.
Would you trade? We haven't talked about it, but Devonta Freeman had a huge game. Would you sell Devonta Freeman?
Oh, yeah. If you can, you should. Because this was the game,
Would you
right?
trade?
This was the game we were talking about that it's supposed to happen. It did happen. Now go get rid of him.
Would you trade Devonta Freeman for Odell Beckham?
Yes.
Would you trade him for Le'Veon Bell?
Oh, in a heartbeat.
Okay. I'm just saying Le'Veon Bell had a down game. He was on a bye the week prior and had a down game before that. And you might even be able to wait one more week on Le'Veon Bell because they play New England next week.
Well, what you said was important is that he already had the bye week. So.
He did, but he's an older player.
If so facto, go get him. Hey, Hunter Henry got a touchdown for you, bud.
Hey, still nobody on Miami we want to own, right?
No, I can't say that there is even one. Nope.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. If you're a Miami fan, I'm sorry. This is a rough year.
Would you? Okay, here's an actual better one for Devonta Freeman. Would you trade Devonta Freeman for Joe Mixon?
I think I'd rather have Freeman, to be honest with you.
Okay. Because at least Freeman's getting passing down work.
Yeah, I mean, and he got the touchdowns today. We didn't talk about that game, but Freeman, yeah, I would rather keep him.
Okie dokie. Well, I'll see you on Tuesday.
All right, see you next Tuesday, buddy. And, well, not next Tuesday. I'll see you this Tuesday. And, yeah, man, enjoy your day off tomorrow, bud. Thanks for tuning in to the Empty Wagon Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm Josh. He's Brad. I'm Brad. He's Josh. You can hit us up on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at Empty Wagon FF, at Tech Jones for Brad, at FF Josh Hughes for me, and then Eric is at Guns of L19. And my wife decides to let her phone go crazy right now. That's okay because it's the end of the show. Thanks for tuning in. We love you guys. We will see you on Tuesday. Bye.
Later.